Well, we've got some interesting political news in the e-biking world here in North Carolina. Stick around.
Well, hello again, Internet. Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, it has been a while since we've been able to get out. Let me get down here in front of you because we are getting a little bit of busyness on this trail. But yeah, we're out in the Raleigh area right now, and seems like this year has been a real political hotbed where e-bikes are concerned. You know, I would have loved to have been doing a lot of videos on that, and my health just has had me down for the past 7 months or so. But on the bright side of that, the last 10 days, I have felt pretty much normal, which is the first time in a long time. Do what?
We're on the right track.
We're definitely on the right track.
But
and
now we need to get on the track about politicians.
Yeah, yeah. So, what's going on there, Michelle?
Well, you know, all over the country, we've got all these e-bike laws popping up. Random senators and representatives trying to tell us how we should, you know, ride e-bikes where we can and we can't. And just found out we got a couple of them here in North Carolina that are trying to do the same thing. So, and I've read over the bill, and the one thing I don't like, I mean, some of it's not bad. It's common sense, which is unusual for politicians.
Yeah.
But the one thing that's kind of scary is they're trying to give every municipality, you know, towns and boroughs and whatever else you got, the right to govern how e-bikes are allowed to operate in their
within
county.
Their municipality.
Yeah, and they can all the way up to completely banning e-bikes off of the greenways in their town, even off of roads.
Even off of the roads, and that actually is essentially what Key Biscayne has already done, and they already know they can't constitutionally do that, but they're doing it anyway because it stands until somebody fights it. And that has set a precedent that is going on. I've heard a lot of creators talking about this year, and here in North Carolina, it's the same thing. Now, why is that such a problem? What if your town doesn't do that, Michelle? Why is this a problem?
Well, I mean, how many towns do we have in our little county alone?
That's exactly right.
You know, and our county doesn't have a lot of bicycle greenways.
But look at Wake County here.
But Wake County and all the other surrounding counties, I mean, that could go into the rail trails, you know, that could go into anything.
That's right. That's right.
And, you know, how can you, like, a lot of times we'll ride in multiple counties because we're riding routes of 30 miles.
That's right.
30 miles.
That's right. Now, I will say that doesn't come into the rail trails. That's federal property.
But you know what? You never can tell.
Well, yeah, they'll try and enforce it. And
it's kind of like the Creeper Trail. Part of that trail is owned by Virginia. Part of it's owned by the federal government.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and there's other places that are like that. One of those rail trails is going to be in Saluda in North Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Saluda Conservancy owns that.
So rather than just coming on to every create, here's some deer right down here. Just stop for a second. All right, we're back. We had a couple of deer there. We wanted to stop and watch for just a little bit, but we were talking about what can you do about it instead of just getting on, you know, creators' channels and commenting, well, I'm not going to stop for it, and it's dangerous to make e-bikes stop at a stop sign, because then you lose your balance, and silly comments like that. What can be done about it, Michelle, that's actually effective rather than just spouting off?
Well, exactly. Well, I mean, I know what I'm going to do.
Tell us what that is.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is create a Facebook page, not a group. I'm going to create a Facebook page that I'm going to call the North Carolina E-Biking Association, and this is going to be strictly to address this law situation. I'm not going to try and be e-bike event
A
manager or group
Right.
or anything, but I am going to create a group along with the Facebook page to have discussion on this. You know, people are much more inclined to join a group to discuss the situation, and I'm gonna disseminate information starting from there. And there's all kinds of e-biking groups on Facebook in your area. I mean, everywhere. There, you just have to go on and try and find them. And I'm going to invite all those groups to join this situation. But the biggest thing, and I know I'm probably going to catch some flack for it, but I'm only going to be looking to, what's the word I'm looking for?
Advocate for.
Advocate for the 3 classified e-bikes. And, you know, effectively that, because non-classified e-bikes, these things that go over, you know, what is it, 28 miles an hour? Is that the law? Is that how the class?
Yeah, it's 28 miles an hour, and,
Yeah.
and I'm going to add in here, you know, everybody's complaining about this. I've seen so many complaints on YouTube about this, but I'm going to be straight up with you. What did everybody think was going to happen? When you start getting these e-bikes that are going 40 and 50 miles an hour, what did you all think was going to happen? I said this 2 years ago, that this is going to blow up in everybody's face.
And we're seeing that, because now we've got laws coming out. They're not trying to regulate e-bikes, they're trying to ban them.
Yeah.
You know, that's where we are right now. They're trying to ban them. And
Yep.
so now we, instead of being able to work to develop common sense e-bike rules, now we're going to have to work to quash e-bike rules that are basically trying to put us out.
Yeah, yeah. And,
So-
and
and
that's because they
I-
all get lumped together as e-bikes, which
Yeah.
is what the industry has done as well.
Yeah.
You know,
And
because
so-
it's not just the Surons and the young kids on Surons that's causing problems.
Oh no.
As I said, how many people do you see out there complaining about these laws, and then in the very next video, look at this 45 mile an hour beast of an e-bike. It
And
only weighs
I
200 pounds, and it
The thing-
massages your butt when you're riding it.
The thing
It's
of it
great.
is, I don't mind if somebody's riding those things,
Yeah.
and there's a place for them, but it's not on greenways for where people are walking, and people and children,
That
and
is
people
right.
are on bicycles. You know, that is not the place for that.
And why is that, Michelle? Because, hey, let's face it, a Lamborghini, then by that philosophy, you would say, well, a Lamborghini that's a nice little painting
Yeah.
up there. A Lamborghini can't go on the roads because they can go a lot faster. What's the difference?
The difference is that people have licenses.
Yeah.
They have you know, you have to take a test to be able to drive, even though some people still don't need a license. They have insurance if there's accidents.
Yes.
Now, if we all want to go in that direction,
Boom.
you know,
I don't.
I don't either. I don't want to have to keep paying fees on my e-bike when I've already paid. Because if that's the
That's
case,
right.
then I want every bicycle out there to have to do the same thing.
So that argument really, when you look at it from the common person's point of view, because what tends to happen is you get e-bike enthusiasts making comments, because they're the ones that are watching these things. You get a ton of them making comments here, and not normal people, and I say normal people, non-e-bike enthusiasts, and we are actually a huge minority. So all the chitter chatter in comments doesn't mean boo, because we're still the vast minority
Yeah.
of people
So-
out there.
But I'll definitely keep everybody updated on, you know, me creating the page and myself. But this is strictly going to be for North Carolina. I'm not trying to fight.
We're making a
for-
write-up here, Michelle.
Okay. I'm not trying to do the fight for everybody else, but I'm certainly glad to be a mirror. But you know, I've done fights like this before and won. I can do a fight like this again and I can win too.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And
I was one of the few individuals ever in North Carolina to have a court order against the state of North Carolina themselves.
You was?
Well, we were, you know.
Yeah,
what I
there
mean.
you go.
And we changed laws.
you do the research and I do the talking.
Yes, that's exactly how it goes. So, but anyway, you know, that's pretty much that for now. It's still in review, so it's not anywhere close to a vote. But we've seen where they can just like sneak them things in at last minute if they want it bad enough.
Yeah.
And
we want you guys to make a comment below.
Yeah, if you're having issues in your states, let us know. Let us know, and you know, see what we can all come up with.
And also the solutions that you guys think.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys got a better idea.
Real solutions.
Not complaining, or I'm not going to follow those rules, or I'm not this. You know, I mean, that's all great and everything, but once the rule is made, it's a lot harder to undo than it is to
ask them down in Key Biscayne.
Yeah, exactly.
And the attorneys know what they have got is
that was a witch hunt.
Not legal, but they're leaving it there until somebody fights it. And nobody wants to fight this because it's a difficult thing to fight, and so it's not worth it to them. And that's how you lose your freedoms.
Well, it takes a lot of money.
Yeah.
To do it once, and so. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, but we're going to try and keep you updated on this, and yeah, I think that's going to about wrap it up. What you think there, Michelle?
I think so. We've got some interesting stuff coming up.
Yeah, we're hoping we're going to get back out there and do a lot more riding, start to bring you guys a lot more content. Like I say, this past 7 months, probably longer than that. I think it's been, well, it started right before
December.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Started right before Thanksgiving that we had to basically shut down, and we're just now getting to where we can do something without trying to pop something together. But it is what it is. We're going to try and get you guys some more.
Yeah.
And so if you like this and you want to see what we're coming up to, make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the like button if you like it, and definitely comment, tell us what your thoughts are down below. So with all that being said, hey, this is Southern Cycling and
this is Southern Cycling.
And what are we telling them?
Stay safe.
God bless.
And keep the wheels rolling.
That's right. Once again, we're out.